5. Thank you for joining us. Hope you had a great weekend and a good start to your week. No better way to start your week than jumping back in God's Word. Join with us as we read through the Psalms. We're in Psalm 139. Mark, take it away.
Psalm 139. Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I stand up. You understand my thoughts from far away. You observe my travels and my rest. You are aware of all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you know all about it, Lord. You have encircled me. You have placed your hand on me. This wondrous knowledge is beyond me. It is lofty. I am unable to reach it. Where can I go to escape your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go up to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in Sheol, you are there. If I fly on the wings of the dawn and settle down on the western horizon, even there your hand will lead me. Your right hand will hold me. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me, and the light around me will be night, even the darkness is not dark to you. The night shines like the day. Darkness and light are alike to you. For it was you who created my inward parts. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I will praise you, because I have been remarkably and wondrously made. Your works are wondrous, and I know this very well. My bones were not hidden from you when I was made in secret, when I was formed in the depth of the earth. Your eyes saw me when I was formless. All my days were written in your book and planned before a single one of them began. God, how precious your thoughts are to me, how vast their sum is. If I counted them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. When I wake up, I am still with you. God, if only you would kill the wicked, you bloodthirsty men, stay away from me, who invoke you deceitfully. Your enemies swear by you falsely. Lord, don't I hate those who hate you and detest those who rebel against you? I hate them with extreme hatred. I consider them my enemies. Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my concerns. See if there is any offensive way in me. Lead me in the everlasting way. David, there's a lot there.
Yes. I think this psalm divides neatly into really three parts that makes a progressive argument that arrives at a conclusion. The first 12 verses talk about the greatest comfort that we have is the knowledge that God is near and that He knows. And the next section really talks about the intimacy, the how He's so aware of us. It's because He's the one that made us. And He not only made us, He has been with us or seen every step that we have taken as soon as we begin to walk. But the knowledge of that intimacy and how close God is ought to drive us to want to remove things that would be hurtful to Him from our lives and see that in the lives of others. The nearer you are to God, the more you're aware of sin and wickedness. You see it in others, but do you notice how the psalm ends up ultimately even in yourself? What you would hate in others that would be wicked, you also hate it in yourselves. And it's just the challenge for us. The more that we know about God, the more we ought to be aware of how many times we've actually disappointed Him and how much we need His grace and mercy in our lives. I think this psalm moves to that idea. And so I will tell you, if you're struggling with sin, one of the real problems is because you're not aware of how close God is to you.
Yeah. Two things really quickly. One, as you read through this, verses 19 through 22, really they take you starkly out of the psalm. Everything's about how wonderful God is. Then suddenly it talks about the wicked. And I think the connection there is he's not saying this for his sake. Notice he says, your enemies, they invoke you deceitfully. David has such a love for God that he hates to see anyone speak evil of God. But even then, I think David is aware when he says, stay away from me, that he doesn't want them to influence the way he views God. And then second of all, as you were saying there, verses 23 and 24, there's an honesty there that the psalmist had that can be challenging for us. For us to be able to say to God, search me. If we're not careful, we want to engage in sin and hide it from God. And to be able to just, in your prayer, to say to God, God, I'm trying to do the best I can. You look at my life. You will see everything. Help me. And if there's anything offensive in there, help me to see it. I'm just struck by the honesty of that statement.
It is an honest statement, and it is the implications of that statement. He says, remove any hurtful way from me. I mean, it's pleading for God's chastening and His discipline, which can sometimes be a really scary thought. But it's a necessary thought. If we love the Lord and want to be close to Him, we want to remove anything that would separate us or cause Him hurt.
Yep. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us today. Join us tomorrow as we get into Psalm 140.